Welcome back this week, everyone. We are not here with a brand new episode of our video game book club. We are doing a side quest,
No.
as we have Travis still filling in for Christian. And if you listen to our earlier episode in the week, Preston led into what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about current state of the consoles, and then we're going to dive in. Preston, I know you had a quote up.
Yeah, you want me to go through it again?
Big old,
People might have
big
missed
old
it.
Philly
Yeah,
spits.
essentially this week is like a console check-in. We've done those before in the past. We haven't done one for a while, and I think it would be a great time to do so with all the Xbox and Microsoft announcements. We're getting the Halo campaign Evolve that's coming to PlayStation. And we obviously all of Forza's been over there. Gears, that new remaster or whatever remake that they did is over on PlayStation now as well. You got the announcement that the next console, quote unquote console, is going to be a premium console, which is pretty much just going to be a PC. It's going to have Steam integration and everything like that as well. So it's pretty much just going to be a PC with Windows on it. And then we got a little quote here from Spencer. So Phil Spencer came into an interview on Xbox Era. Just kind of going over, his favorite games recently, no longer being part of the console war. Shift to selling games on things like PlayStation.
Sorry, I know you have the rest of this. Did he say what his favorite games were? Like, what are his
I
favorite
did
games
not
recently?
listen into Xbox Era's interview. I'm just pulling up a quote that I have from this Kotaku
I bet you
article.
I bet you it's some eye rolly bullshit.
It's
if
Keeper
if I'm gonna have
that they
to
did not
guess.
promote.
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
whatever new Xbox things. Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it
okay. All right.
I'm sure he'll mention Expedition 33 because it's on Game Pass. But yeah, he got a quote here from Spencer from that interview from Xbox Era. I would love to make all of the money for all the games that we ship, right? Like, obviously we make more on our own platform. It's one of the reasons that investing in our own platform is important. But there are people, whether it's their libraries on PlayStation or Nintendo, whether it's they like the controller better, PlayStation, or they just like the games that are there. I'm not trying to move them all over to Xbox anymore. This is an exact quote from Phil Spencer on that Xbox Era interview, which I thought was kind of telling. I mean, like we mentioned before, GameStop came out with an article, which is kind of more of a funny thing. GameStop, not Spot. And then said the console wars are over. PlayStation has won. Obviously, Nintendo's out there doing their own thing. And to be fair, I don't think there's really been a console war for the past year or two.
Two generations.
Yeah, well,
I
this
think
past
it's been-
generation, really?
I think it kind of ended with the Series generation. So the Series X. Wait, is that the new one?
Yep, Series
The one-
S and X
the
are
one,
the new generation.
The
Current
one
gen.
S, and I think they went down with the one S and the other one that they did.
Oh, yeah.
Because those were like the great lost consoles because their naming convention was so fucked up and people moved off of them so fast and didn't upgrade. I think PlayStation. I don't want to say won because I don't think it's, but I think people quit
No.
caring.
Yeah.
At that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like if you were a Halo guy, you probably had an Xbox, right? Like if you were a Forza guy from further back, you probably had an Xbox, right? Gears, stuff like that. If you really liked what Game Pass gave you, because a year or two ago, we would have told you it was the greatest deal in gaming as far as what you get for the price that you pay. But they've upped it twice this year. And they've
Have not.
removed things from it.
committed on
I'm
the
pretty
big
sure they removed
Yeah.
all of like the discounts for like not necessarily games on there,
DLC.
but like any type of DLC, any type of Fortnite currency kind of shit. Like they removed all the discounts
No.
from all of that.
They did remove. They removed the discount from. Remember, so when a game would leave Game Pass, you could buy the game at a
Yeah.
discount to keep it. They removed that discount.
Did they also okay? So yeah, Game Pass exclusive
Yes.
discounts. I would assume, yeah. So like all that concerning like it's just leaving, and then not to mention like oh, but day one Xbox games on Game Pass first. I'm like, well, you're not really releasing any exclusive games on Xbox Game Pass anymore because you're bringing all those games to PlayStation and PC, which I get PC. It's a Microsoft brand, right? Why would you not want to put it onto your PC? But you're bringing it all over to PlayStation as well. So if people are just on PlayStation, they just will get it from there. Until I'm sure Xbox and Microsoft is trying to wiggle their way into getting Game Pass into PlayStation and Nintendo. I'm sure they would love to have that as a possibility. So they would
Oh, I'm sure.
can get all those more subscribers. But yeah, with all of the changes that have happened just within this past year, console prices went up. They want to blame it on tariffs. And they're announced that, it's up in the air what the next console will be, that console PC hybrid that they're talking about. But there are talks of it being over $1,000. And at one point, what point do you not just buy a PC, right? Like the whole point of consoles to me was I buy a box, I put on my fucking TV, I don't have to worry about it. The games that are there, I can play. There's no question of if it's gonna be, is my console gonna be good enough to play this game? Like it shows me what I can play. I'm not questioning it. But if
So
you're getting
let me.
Steam,
I want to share one concern here.
Yeah.
And it's not about Microsoft only, and it's not about the state of the consoles now, but this is the second. I mean, I know we're talking about it, but like the rumor of that being over $1,000 is not the first article that's come out about that recently. But
sure.
it's also not the only article that's come out about Xbox recently, right? There was one that came out about PlayStation a while back. When I say a while back,
700
ago.
is the guess of PlayStation
7,
6.
800, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, which to me says American people. Media doesn't do stuff by accident. And a lot of times these rumors very rarely turn out to be false or far off.
Sure.
And more than one quote unquote premium console article this quickly across platforms to me says they are floating these tech companies are floating the idea now to get people prepared and to overcome sticker shock, because that decision has already been made. We are going to look at a $700 to $800 PlayStation and a $999,000 Xbox, and nobody should be shocked. And you're going to get mad, but you don't have the right to get mad because the rumors have been out for a while. You know what I mean? Like, that is consumerism 101 in our country.
Yeah.
It always leaks in a rumor to get people used to it, and then it never goes backwards.
Well, tariffs gave them an excuse to kind of bump the price, right? And then they get to see what they
Sure.
do with that, right? So now you can see like, well, did people stop buying consoles after we raised the price? Because if not, then what's to keep us from raising the price again for a higher end console?
Premium experience,
A
right? Like, we
premium
know
experience,
that
yeah.
developers have used that in the term of like raising game prices. Why not use the same excuse with the console prices?
Yeah, and I saw a quote like earlier this year where it was like Shuhei, who did a lot. He used to work for PlayStation a lot, like the first party studios and stuff like that. He's like, he comes out, he's like, see, I'm going to paraphrase his quote here because I don't have it pulled up, but he essentially mentioned that like he doesn't know where consoles go from here. He's like, he doesn't think they need to be reiterated on every 7 years, like roughly like they've been doing, because like what new feats are we getting, right? Like we're getting path tracing, lighting, stuff like that. We're getting like all, obviously Unreal 5 is just now getting games out. So we're starting to see, a little bit of a need for some more performance here and there. But like, what are you really adding to these consoles that are like, nothing is wowing us. Nothing is going, I need to buy this console because I need my games to look this good. Right? So like, I don't think anyone's out there going, I need to buy a PlayStation 5 now because Ghost of Yotei looks so fucking incredible. It looks so much better than all these other games. I have to get a PS5 now. Like, no, I don't think, there's probably some people out there that say that, because apparently it is one of the best looking PlayStation 5 games, but it's not like blowing people out of the water. Like when you compare PS4 to PS5, like you're not getting these giant leaps. You're getting some ray tracing, you're getting some better frame rates. But other than that, what are you really getting that's making you say, I need to pay under $1,000 for a fucking console?
It's a good point because sorry, Travis, I'll just say this. It's a good point because early,
Go ahead.
you upgraded for fidelity, right? You went from an 8-bit game to a 16-bit console to a 64-bit console. And those changes came relatively quickly.
Standard
in
definition,
history.
high definition, 4K.
It happened a lot. But now we've hit not a fidelity cap, but we really have, right? Like most people won't notice a difference. You kind of hit the fidelity cap. The space where this technology has the opportunity to advance is the VR space, because VR games are still not the high quality and fidelity that a normal console is. But that's a niche gaming thing right now. So for most people, you're right. Like the console you have, as long as it doesn't break on you, the PS5 over there should last way longer than 7 years, because the fidelity aspect of that and the memory requirements and stuff shouldn't really get much bigger than they are, right? Based on our hardware and technology right now.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So you got something?
Yeah, and I will say too, yeah. So to Alex's point, what I was going to say is, if you really think about it, the consoles that we get are honestly just like kind of people that have only ever played PC games, they're already mostly experiencing the cutting edge of what it is now. But in order to take like what you can get out of a console and bring it into somebody's living room that wouldn't normally build a PC or buy a high-end PC, like if you're solely a PC gamer, then I don't think console wise you're missing out on much other than exclusives, because technically anything technology wise you're going to experience on PC first, as long as you're obviously keeping your rig up to date. But like, I know I'm like Alex, I can't speak for you, Preston, because I don't know in regards of your PC life, but like my PC, I probably upgrade once every, I think in my adult life, I've had 3 PCs. I think, you know what I mean? Because I hang on to them, right? And if I want to upgrade a graphics card, guess what? I go out and I buy a new graphics card, and typically my processor, RAM, and all that stuff is going to be fine for running that new graphics card. But with PCs, you eventually obviously hit a wall where, you know, eventually they're going to come out with a new console. But even then, I'm like, well, what can I get on this that I can't get on my PC at this point, right? Like outside of just exclusives. And I do think between Microsoft and Sony, obviously we know Nintendo, they're never going to be a company that lets you.
They're off there.
Yeah, they're in their own world.
Making their money.
They're never going to be a company that you're ever going to be able to play a Mario game on an Xbox or a Mario game on a PlayStation, right? But I do think between Sony and Microsoft, you have two different rules of thoughts, right? Like you have an executive from Microsoft saying, you know, we believe in the power of exclusive as a brand. And PlayStation is not going to be one of those companies. It's a multi-platform company, day one provider, right? Typically, when a game comes out on PlayStation, it's out a year, and then you can play it on PC, right? Whereas Xbox is starting to do the opposite, where they're probably eventually going to get to the point where, you know, day one, you're going to be able to play this on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Well,
Yet
maybe
they still want to do. Yet they still want to play hard. They still want to also make hardware as well. And I know a lot of what the rumors are saying is this box is going to be $1,200. But the big thing is you're going to be able to put Steam on it. If I had to guess, the handheld market, them obviously having a partnership with Asus doing the ROG Ally
Did you ever
Xbox
get
edition.
hands-on that, Travis? I know you played it. You've messed with a ROG before, but did you mess with the new Xbox?
I did not
Xbox-coded one?
mess with. No. But evidently there's ways to get it on there, but I don't want to do it to this handheld. But I'm assuming this is a testing ground for what is going to be coming to this new console, because you're able to bring in supposedly all your games from all the storefronts that you buy games with into one location, whether it be Steam, GOG, Epic, whatever. Windows is in the background, not being used. Being used, but you don't have to interface with Windows at all if you don't want to.
it's big picture mode for Windows.
Yeah,
that's what I was
and this is what this new console is going to be. I mean, I think handhelds is the best place to kind of refine that, then move that into a console. And for people that want a high-end gaming PC but don't want to have to deal with all the things that go into that, and they want something for their living room, this might appeal to them. But for $1,200, I would rather just make my custom box and put SteamOS on it.
Even so, like,
if
think
I'm
about
being
me back in
honest.
the day, like when I was a college kid, like I couldn't make my own PC, but I still wanted a PC because what I wanted to do was be able to upgrade it over time, right? That's the whole point of getting a PC, is that like I don't have to buy a new box or a new PC every 7 to 10 years. I can add more RAM to it. I can add a new graphics card. You know, if I need to, I can replace the processor, things like that. You can parse meal it. So it's not as bad, you know, with me spending $300 to $400 7 to 10 years later, rather than having to get a whole new box for $600 to now $1,000, right? So
Yep.
I don't know. It baffles me, because I think the people who want a PC will just go to some place like iBuyPower or Best Buy, to where they have those pre-built machines already. And why would you feel the need to get one with an Xbox logo on it? Or why would you need to get the one with the Xbox software on it, when you can just get a custom built PC, and then if you really are that diehard about it, you're just going to Google and figure out how to get that over to your new PC.
That's what I said. That's what I don't understand too. Like, Travis, you mentioned the exclusives, like the day one exclusives, but you know, they even took that away except for the highest tiers of their service, right? Now, if you don't have the highest tier of their Game Pass, then your exclusives will come sometime within the first year. So it might be faster than like making its way to PlayStation or something, but like it's still not guaranteed day one. So then it's really, to get the full benefit of this premium box, I'm gonna have to pay for their premium service, whereas I could just build my own PC, get games from other places, including some like
Including the Microsoft Store.
DRM free stuff if you wanted from like GOG and other places, right? Like then you're in control of your experience, you're in control of how you play, and I know there are some pitfalls to that when it comes specifically to like the way people support online and whatnot, but those are going to get less and less as they're trying to lock you into this box. And here's my other problem, right? If I have a PC, I'm generally in control with what I do in terms of privacy and sharing. Like I can run the software I want to run on there, I can download things I want to run on there. If I put all my accounts on your Xbox device, what am I giving you control over? What kind of data am I sharing with you that I don't have to share on a PC because I'm not signed into your service? But here, even if I'm not using your service, I'm be signed into your stuff, so then I'm sharing more. And I don't know, man. Like, there's so many more negative things with a box the price of a PC versus just building your PC that I don't understand.
Steam tried it.
Play.
Steam tried it with Steam. Like, they had Steam boxes out there. No one bought them. But, like, I guess maybe you can say because the Xbox logo will be on it, so people will think, like, that's an Xbox, but grandma doesn't know that's also a PC. She just knows that her grandkid wants the Xbox, so she's going to get the newest Xbox. Like, that's not going to matter to those kind of consumers. Like, right, parents who don't know better. Their kid likes Xbox. Right. They buy their kid the new Xbox. It just happens to be a PC. That's the only way that that's getting into people's hands. I don't see anyone going, man, I would really like an Xbox. I could also play my Steam games. Like, no, that's called a PC. Like, you already have that. If you wanted that, you've already got it. Or you fucking do a Steam Deck.
I can tell you how they sell it, and I bet you this is how they sell it, which is this device will be the go-to machine for content creators because they'll have some sort of service or capability. You know how on a PC, if you want to stream, you're downloading OBS, you're doing all these things. It'll be a native integration to turn your game on. It is streaming. It can work with the other stuff. It will cut out a couple of middlemen, and their marketing will be a premium device for content creators that can play your other stuff from one thing versus needing cables and adapters and other apps on your other
You'll
stuff.
have the full Discord suite, I'm assuming, as well. Like all those things that people love about PC gaming. You'll have all that on your Xbox console. It's underneath.
Do you remember when Microsoft bought Mixer and how that worked out for them?
How they're not using it?
I don't think it exists anymore, but they at least have the experience of how that stuff works. So to Alex's point, I wouldn't be surprised if they do have something on their own that's integrated with Discord that allows them to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. But what I will tell you, the experience that I had, so before I bought this Legion Go S with Steam OS on it, I had another handheld, and there's a program by the name of Bazite that allows you to install Steam OS on pretty much any Windows-based device. I had a Windows handheld that was that I was frustrated with dealing with Windows, so I put Bazite on it, put Steam OS on it, and it was like having a brand new device at that point. Everything ran better. My battery life almost doubled, and I would almost rather build a custom PC to hook up to my TV and put Steam OS on it than I would to buy an Xbox. You know what I mean? Just that's how much that I don't love this idea.
Well, and I also don't believe it. I don't believe them, and I don't believe in it because
I believe that they're looking into it.
I
believe that part. Development is there, but whether or not they're actually going to follow through with it, it's a different situation.
Well, and they might even follow through, but I don't think they believe in the idea, right? Like, if you did, let me take that. Let me go this other way. They're showing us they don't, because Travis, as you mentioned, like Halo is now on the PlayStation. They're going to be bringing exclusives cross-platform as quickly as they can, if they can, because as you mentioned, Preston, like they're done trying to win you over. So instead, they're going to get their stuff in front of you where you are. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't mean hardware, that means software. We know there was that streaming box prototype that existed somewhere, right? And even Phil Spencer had it in videos in the back of stuff. People were like, tinfoil hat, like there it is. Mm-hmm. So they've been showing us for years that content matters more than products and hardware for them, right? Games and services specifically matter way more than... or subscriptions matter way more than hardware, accessories, and physical game media. So I don't believe that they believe in this idea. I think, and I think this is something we've talked about in the past, they view this as, well, we can't not make an Xbox for the people that want to buy an Xbox. So let's make the only Xbox option a premium product, and we'll do two things. We'll either move people away from hardware so we can get rid of hardware, or we're going to make a fuck ton of money and actually make a profit off a box for the first time. And both of those are negative things to the consumer, but I don't think they're going to support it in the same way. I don't think, like, truly, I don't think they believe in it. I think it's just, we can't not make an Xbox because Xbox fans will riot. So screw it. Let's just do something expensive and see what happens.
Yeah, this is an Xbox campaign I have not been a huge fan of
Makes me want to
from
vomit.
the start. I know. I agree.
Have you seen a couple of the recent like advertisements they have? Like it's an Xboxer. So he's
I saw
even
that.
an
He's like,
Xbox.
that's an
And I'm like, these commercials are so bad, you guys. Like you're confusing
he pulls
people
his
even
glove
more.
off,
Yeah.
and he's holding an Xbox controller, and he's like, "I'm an Xbox." I'm like, "Come
So fucking bad.
Yeah, in the recent news too that like they're remastering Halo, the first Halo game, and then depending on how that does, then they'll do 2 and 3 leading up to the release of 7. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like,
I don't
It'll
think they'll
do.
do that.
I think it'll do well. It'll do well because I think there are enough kids today that are concrete content creators and gamers that missed out because that game is our generation. I think there's enough people today that will buy those for sure.
And I don't
But
think
I'm
they're
like-
gonna
and then
remake 2 and 3 and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, if they were gonna move away from like actually creating new games, which it sounds like they look like they're doing, because they're just remastering, remaking these other games. God knows how much AI bullshit they're gonna put into here. They're using Unreal 5, and like even the creators of the original Halo are like, "Why did you move that rock? I put that rock there for a reason, so that way you couldn't do this or couldn't do that. It would fuck the game up." And not only that, you're putting fucking 4 people in co-op. When we made these maps for 2 people, I'm like, okay, let's see how you do with that. But yeah, apparently there's AI voices in the trailer too as well, which made people want to throw up. So I have a feeling that they're leaning into this AI just like any other big corporate company is. And I have a feeling that their AI is just going to remake all those other games. And they're just going to port over a Master Chief collection that's possibly redone good chunk with the help of AI.
But again,
Yeah.
what tells you that I don't believe in this product more than that?
Yeah, 100%.
For real.
Well, I think the thing is
Like,
that
it's just-
they made that big, giant, groundbreaking purchase of Activision Blizzard. And now Microsoft's like, hey, you know, like all that money you borrowed from us, we're not just going to let you be a fun little gaming company anymore. You need to start like making hella profits. So even though you probably made some profits between last quarter and this quarter, you need to lay off a whole bunch of fucking people and you need to redesign your entire like, because you need to be making Windows money now. You're no longer allowed to make just Xbox money. You need to make Windows money now. So that's what they're being
I mean,
forced
Windows
into.
doesn't make money. Windows doesn't make money either. Though.
Windows
The
makes a
only thing
lot
that
of
makes
money through their licensing and going through companies who use Windows and have been using Windows and all that shit. That's what I mean.
The only thing that makes money on Microsoft is Office.
Office.
That is it. Because that's the one thing truly like Windows I doubt you make much money off of because those licensing have been around for so long. Different manufacturers make more probably off the hardware than you do off the software. But like it's Office. That's the only thing that makes money at your company, right? And Azure, of course, and people can't buy Azure, so you can't buy the
Tell that
cloud.
to Israel.
Well, that's where a lot of money goes. Yep, that's where a lot of money is from.
Yeah.
But consumers can't. So like, I guess you could say like we need you to make more money, but like I would look around and say like, well, nothing here makes money other than like that one service and then this stuff that consumers can't buy. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's so I was mad. I'll be honest. I was mad at Jake and you and Christian. I felt like everyone should have been madder about the Halo thing because I got in our chat. I was like, I feel like I should be mad about this. How should I feel? And nobody was really that mad about it. And I feel like we all should have been madder about it.
think if
Jake's like, I just want a good Halo game, so whatever. But
I think if Halo Infinite never came out, we would have been much more upset. But we saw Halo Infinite. We're like,
yeah.
it's fine. It's not
Yeah.
really making me excited for whatever next Halo you're going to put out. So I guess the best thing to do is hit that nostalgia train and remake 1. Even though Didn't they remake one for the Master Chief Collection? Isn't it the whole thing to where you can swap back and forth between the remake version and
I
like, or
think
was that
they
just
did
two?
all three of them.
But you had to have a PC or an Xbox.
Okay.
So
Fair
that's,
enough.
yeah, that's the thing. I
I just think they should have
I
just
think
ported
I've-
fucking
I'm like-
Master Chief Collection, but whatever.
I'm like the grizzled
Yeah.
old warrior that like I did live through the height of the console wars and got called very derogatory names by people for it when I was younger.
Yeah.
That like I do feel like I should be angry, but I think it's a natural course for Microsoft. I don't think it's a good one. I don't like it. Hence the reason I also don't have an Xbox anymore. But I think they have been telling us for years now, we want out of this hardware game.
Yeah.
And
You
this
and
is where
Christian
we're
called
going.
it a while ago when they had that one article that popped up. Like Microsoft had to come out and like, no. We are still doing hardware. And it was like beginning of this year or end of last year. And like Christian's like, nope, they're going full software only. They're getting rid of hardware. They're out of the gaming business as far as hardware's concerned. They kind of backtracked on that a little bit, but it's still kind of the same thing.
I think I said that just to give.
I can't remember who it was.
So Christian doesn't get angry. I think Christian was the one that said they won't not make hardware because you have to for Xbox fans, and I think he's right. And I think that's this premium device, right? Because they're gonna milk them for all they can. I was the one that said they're gonna go software only, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm more mad about. I don't know that I'm actually that mad about this console and all of that stuff that Xbox is saying, because like I got rid of my Xbox a while ago. I've been playing games on PC forever. Steam is my preferred experience for gaming because of the benefits of family sharing and everything else. So that doesn't bother me so much. I think what bothers me more is kind of what I talked about at the beginning, which is the floating from all of these companies that, be careful everybody, the next console is going to be pretty expensive. And I'm just waiting for like the 3 months after, every day for 3 months after the announcement of those consoles being $800 to $1,000, everybody going, well, when you do the math for inflation, no, it's gonna be like the same thing they did with dude. I had somebody that I know that's not a gamer that literally was like, "Are you gonna buy the Switch?" And I said no, because I'm not gonna pay this much for games. And their answer to me, not a gamer, was, well, I mean, it is right that like game prices haven't caught up with inflation or kept up with inflation over the years. So it does kind of make sense they would jack up the price. Like, no, fuck off. Like, everything is expensive. Nothing else is like,
Yeah.
my salary hasn't kept up with inflation either.
Yeah.
So does
You
that
want to talk about inflation?
right? Like,
To be fair,
Right.
inflation is a weird word to kind of toss around, especially with like media, because like DVDs were always the same price. The only reason why they got more expensive because you got Blu-ray, right? And then went a little more expensive because you got 4K. You had upgrade in quality,
Yeah.
but like they're not raising the prices of like the DVD versions. At least I'm not aware of, because of inflation. Like you'll just have the same price because people pay $10 to $20 for a DVD. They're not going to pay $30 for a DVD unless you make it a Blu-ray, unless you make it a 4K Blu-ray. Then they're like, well, it's a premium version of this media, and that's why I get it. We've been getting that a little bit here and there within the past year or two of going from like, you know, the 60 to 70, and now Nintendo's playing around and fucking around with that $80 price tag. Microsoft almost did it with Outer Worlds 2, and then they backtracked because people got upset. So I'm curious to see how that all rolls out, as far as like the idea of like, is $80 the new price for new AAA games? And they're going to see people
yes.
buy less of them, I feel.
No, yes, that is the answer. And what's insane to me is, at least before, I got a nice plastic case with a booklet inside, maybe an unfoldable map and some other shit. Nintendo jacked their prices to $80 and $90. In the $90 one, you get a plastic cartridge of an SD card, which probably costs $10.
Yeah, it's
right?
a key.
And then the $80 one is digital numbers that don't even exist. So they're probably making like the profit. You've jacked up the price and given me physically less shit, which is insane. Like, that's not how inflation works. Inflation would work is, we're giving the same amount of shit and we're jacking up the price because the cost of giving you the shit costs us more. So we're not making more profit. We're keeping the same line of black across. So we're charging you more. But no, now they're charging us significantly more and giving us less shit for it. Oftentimes, literally nothing. Because not only is it a digital download, at the end of that day, you don't even own that digital download. So if they decide to not support it anymore, it's gone. So you're paying $80 to rent literally nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah, it's to the point where like so I had a Switch 2, which I think I told you. I know Alex knew I had one. I don't know if I told you that I bought a Switch 2, Preston, or not.
I was going to ask you if you got into it because like I'm still like I'm a Nintendo guy. Like I like Nintendo games. Like there's something like Kirby Air Riders and the new Donkey Kong. Like, I really want to play those. And the kart game seems fun and fine and all. I'm not paying $80 for a Mario Kart game. I'll go play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if I really want to play a Mario Kart game. Or fuck it, I'll play Sonic Cross Worlds that I have on PC. I'll go play that if I really want a kart game. Or if for some reason I get the $500 bundle deal, I'll get the kart game at that point since it's a $50
you're
game.
already backtracking yourself.
I am going to get a Switch 2.
game.
I'm going to want to play games that come out on that console.
so
That's the whole way they get me is because those games, unlike PlayStation, unlike Xbox, stay on that console. They don't come to PC. They don't come on other consoles. I have to get that game if I want to play Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
So I can tell you how it's going. I returned my Switch and I bought a new handheld. That's how it's going.
You should have hit me up and
But that
sold
would
it to me
be-
for like $50
but that-
cheaper, and I would have.
But that yeah, sell it to me as a loss. But that
You should.
that's not fair though, because like if Amelia, you can bleep that. If your significant other wanted,
She's already said her name.
oh okay,
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
okay. If your significant other wanted that, then you would buy, like, right, like we're gonna end up with a Switch 2. I don't want a Switch 2, but Allie does, so we're definitely gonna get one, right? And like she won't return it because that's the only console she plays.
It's going to be the one
yeah.
that she wants.
So-
She likes Nintendo.
But I'm with
So
you.
that
Like,
other-
I would prefer another handheld.
So that other handheld that I was referring to that I put Bazite on it and put SteamOS on it, that has now become her handheld. I've put Power Washer and all that stuff on it. She can plug it in to the TV, hook up an Xbox controller and play when she wants to on the TV. So that's been the solution for her. She is not, so she's not like, you've said Allie's name on here, I'm sure. So,
Everybody knows.
you know,
yeah,
so-
everybody knows my wife.
yeah, yeah. So she is. So Amelia is just now getting to like into gaming. Like she is in the process. Like I started her probably 4 months ago, and now she's playing games on her own. She's in the process of trying to 100% Astrobots. So she's like doing her own thing now. So she's just getting into that. So like she hasn't really even played a lot of stuff on Switch. So like, you know, so that to her, I wouldn't need to keep it for her because she has her own solution for the time being. But to me, I was just having a hard time keeping the Switch 2, knowing that there wasn't a ton of Switch 2 stuff out that I wanted to play now. That's
Sure.
not to say that I may not eventually get one further down the road, but when I'm looking at my backlog of games that I want to play in handheld and I want that flexibility, my backlog is much longer on Steam
yeah.
versus Nintendo. So
does.
that's what
This
won
is-
out.
This is how I can tell. Christian can feel me here too. I want to hear Christian's comment on this. This is how I can tell I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a crotchety old man, but like I am so over capitalism.
Yeah.
Because every time a new game comes out, like I bought Metal Gear Solid, right? And then like I look at Dispatch, I literally download that and look at my Steam Deck and go, okay, can I be happy with all the games I have now and never buy anything else again? Like I'm so over
Yeah,
the state of
yes.
all of this. Like I go, is this the game that does it to where I go, this is all I ever need anymore?
You
This
know
is
how
it.
many
Yeah.
years?
Do I have
is
everything I
right
ever
here?
need? I know.
Just here. That's
I know.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
and
but-
like our Steam library is that way too. It's like every new game I go, I'm like, I think this could be it. These are
Yeah.
the games I play from here on out until I die.
And I think because I did what I did with the Switch 2, and I'm fine with it for the time being, but I'm also on the fence of I'm probably gonna. I have a Series X that I have probably played since the Series X has been out. I have probably played this console
I was gonna say that
I
was
have a
gonna be
Scorpio-
my next question. Is like
less
okay,
than 30. Less than 30. Okay, I played it long enough to beat Hi-Fi Rush and probably another 20 hours in addition to that. And that's how
Dude, hard
long
same.
the Series X has probably seen in its entire lifetime. And I have like the Project Scorpio X edition, still have the original controller, all that stuff. And I'm just like, do I really need this? Because when I think about playing it on my Xbox, I'm like, I could just play that on my PC.
that's the wild
You know what
thing.
I
Is
mean?
like I'm thinking like Alex, you can remember like a couple of years ago, like we were all about Xbox. Xbox was doing better than PlayStation. We liked the moves that they were making. Game Pass with it was incredible. Like there was an episode we called Phil Spencer's fucking favorite podcast and shit like that. Like we were joking around about it, but like we were all about, like, hey, our boy Phil Spencer's coming to the stage. Like we're super excited about this. And then now we're just like completely soured on it to the point to where every single one of us on this podcast, except for I think you right now, Travis, have gotten rid of our current generation Xboxes because we don't use them at all. There's no games coming out that we need them for. So if it's all coming to everything else, why do I have that box?
Yeah, it makes that decision much easier. That's probably one of the reasons I've still held on to my PlayStation is knowing that when they say exclusive, they mean exclusive.
When Wolverine comes out, unless I want to fucking play it on there. You're not going to wait a year for it to be on PC. Shut the fuck up. You're going to want to play it on PlayStation when it comes out.
So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to sell, because I know I've told Alex this, and I think I've told you this too, Preston. Like, I have a 13th gen Intel processor. Everything has been updated in this computer except the graphics card. I still have a 2080 Ti. So, like, I think I'm going to sell my Xbox. I'm going to sell my existing graphics card and just update my graphics card, and just that's what I'll do with it. And this will just basically become, hey, this is an Xbox. You know what I mean? And then the last thing that I'll say, and then we can go whichever direction you all want to go, but like just to kind of give you some numbers. So I looked up some stuff while we were talking. So as far as market share, Switch 2 is 27%. PlayStation 5 is 45%, and Xbox Series X/S is 23%. So for Xbox, that's down roughly 30%. And then Nintendo actually set a couple records. So the Switch 2 actually sold 3.5 million units in 4 days. And in 4 months, they've sold roughly around 11 million units in 4 months. And they're forecasted to sell 19 million by the end of the year. So
is that global sales?
Yes.
So it doesn't actually break down the difference in how many they sold at $500 versus how many they sold at $299 for the Japan edition. That was far cheaper.
Correct.
Right. So that could also be deceiving because every Japanese person who buys Nintendo stuff got a significant discount.
$300 Switch 2? Fuck yeah. I would have been all about that. There would have been no question. I don't care what you put on that. Just if you told me it was just that GameCube backwards compatible bullshit, or the virtual console they had on there, and that's all I had, and it was $399 or $299, yeah, I'm not questioning it. I'm still getting it. I'm getting it at that point.
And you saw, and because Japan had the option to buy a region locked just to Japan for much less, right?
Yeah, significantly less. So it'd be interesting to know like how many units out of that percentage is Japan's specific
cheaper
region locked
version.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, that goes to show like Microsoft is not in the business of hardware. They don't want to be in the business of hardware, so it's weird for them to be like, our next device is going to be a premium device.
There's someone high up.
It's not.
There's someone high up that's sitting there going, we have to have a box. If you're going to make a console, or if you're going to have an Xbox like branded thing, then we have to have boxes. If you're not putting an Xbox out there, then we're just going to rename everything Microsoft or Windows.
Yeah.
If you're not going to have a console out there, they're going to kill the Xbox name.
I'm telling you. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and you're telling me that I'm paying 50% more for Game Pass, and you're going to give me this Grinch game that looks like it was from the Xbox 360 era?
But you know what they're going to tell you?
Yeah.
Is that once the Xbox becomes a PC, they're going to be like, but you don't have to pay to play online anymore. I'm like, yeah. Because if you're going to make a PC console, everyone's just going to buy shit off of Steam instead of buying shit off of the Xbox store. Because you're going to fucking tell people they got to pay fucking money to play fucking Halo online? No. Because they can just play it off of Steam online without having to pay it like online pass or whatever. So they're going to go back to like having free online gaming. They're going to go back to that. But Jesus Christ.
I don't think they will. I think they might lock specifics like that, or they're just hoping enough people will want the dopamine hit of their... What I can see them doing is giving extra benefits to their rewards program that you get
Fortnite
based
credits
off of
or
your
whatever.
gamer score,
things like that.
right? And then you're gonna want to play multiplayer through their paid service because you get the return benefit of that stuff. But I guarantee the number that it comes out at, whether it's $800, $600, $700, $1,200, whatever number it is, it will be the first device they make profit, and I bet you it's around 20 to 30% per hardware. per
Yeah,
per
it's
unit
gonna be
sold, which
substantial.
dictates that price. Yeah, it'll be substantial.
I agree.
Yeah,
So.
I'm kind of curious if they ever plan on upgrading the current hardware with that new Xbox interface, or if they're going to save that for whatever this next console
We'll
is.
stay for the next thing. They don't fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to have your next exclusive be the Outer Worlds 2, but day one it's available on multi-platforms, I think is also kind of wild as well. So, but anyways.
I mean, it may like that part is the only thing that makes sense to me because you're going, look, everybody that pays for our service, we reward them, we give it to them day one. Anybody that doesn't have an Xbox, well, they either can't buy it or we can put it on everything and make profit from people buying it. Like
100%.
that. The only
price.
smart decision out of the whole thing is day one everywhere.
Day one Xbox.
And that's the
if you
most
pay for Game Pass, you get it. But if you have a PlayStation, you don't want Game Pass, it's fine. But it's going to be a $70, $80 game. So,
right.
yeah.
Like that. Like day one everywhere multi-platform is oddly enough like the only consumer-friendly thing any of them can do.
Until they jack up the
it's
price to $25 to $30 a month, and at that point they're like, well, am I going to do this? I'm paying for a new game every 2 months fucking at this
Right.
point, so why do I even have Game Pass now? When it was less than $20, when
they-
it was 10 to $15 a month, it was a steal. It was a deal, you got
Yeah.
it. But now, I think even after they announced like after they announced their price increase, the second one this year, their fucking site to cancel their subscriptions crashed because so many people were going in there.
Yeah.
Whether it was to cancel subscriptions or not, we don't know. But you can assume that right after that article goes out about the price increase, everyone goes, no, you're not getting me this time. I'm going to cancel real quick. I'll use this month left over, but that's it.
Dude, people,
Yeah.
consumers are at a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's going to happen first, whether it's going to be gaming or streaming services, but HBO has gone through their third or fourth price increase in
I just
less
had
than 2
Disney send me an
years.
email.
Netflix.
It's like $18 a month
Disney's-
now.
Disney's like the most expensive service I have now. And like many consumers will delete their service when it gets to that price.
Yeah.
Others won't, and they're looking for reasons. So like with all the stuff that happened recently with the Jimmy Kimmel thing, like people used that. They flocked to cancel Disney. I think some of it had to do with that. I think most of it has to do with consumers are literally looking for reasons to be like, tell me why I should get rid of
Yeah.
this.
Give me a
So
reason to
that's
stop
what
paying you
happened.
$20 a month.
And but that's
I
what it
am-
is. Like it's happening to Xbox, it's happening to streaming. Like people just our salary is not keeping up with inflation, and I have to eat and I have to have a house. I don't have to have your service, right? So like something's gonna break, and unfortunately, my electric bill has to get paid. So, you know.
I am
Can't watch
happy to
Disney without
say
electric
that
bill.
I don't pay. I'm happy to say we won't get into details until after this podcast, but I am happy to say that I don't pay for any streaming services anymore. And no, it's not because of Plex, because I know that's what you're thinking, Alex.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Are you
And,
stealing your family's logins for all of that?
No, I have
So
no
many
logins
services
from
don't
it.
let you do that anymore. You know how many
The-
times like I've had
The
like my
apps
sister
don't even exist. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, look at you.
like hit me up like hey, can I send you a code? I'll be about the names.
It's like your IP
Can
address.
you send the codes? Like, and my hit me up like every other day, being like, "Hey, wants a code? Hey, wants a code?" I'm like, just to give you a heads up, this happening right now means that they're gonna stop letting us share. Like, so just so you know, sooner or later, if you want these services, you have to pay for them yourself. Because guess what? If you guys didn't touch some of these services, I wouldn't be paying for them. I'm paying like $20 a month for Disney because use them. Now, if that goes away, what I'm gonna end up doing, because I love my mom and I just want to give her something because she's paid for cable and all this bullshit for the past like 20 plus years, my first 20 years of my life. I'm like, well, I'll pay for your Hulu subscription. Like, let me take care of that. Because that's the one thing that you want to watch. Let me do that for you. So that's the only reason why I even have that shit is because someone else is using it.
Yeah, the apps don't even exist on my Apple TV anymore. I just deleted them, so
What do
pretty
you use
happy
your Apple
about
TV
that.
for?
What do you use your Apple TV for? What's the purpose
Yeah.
now?
We could talk about it after we stop recording. I don't want to say it on the air.
It's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
I
That's
screen
not it.
share porn.
It's his butthole on It's his butthole on OnlyFans.
Yeah. It's that $50 butthole.
We have talked about that, but no.
$50 subs,
That $50
everybody.
butthole.
$50
Yeah, my
subs.
my
person,
butthole
though.
has a
You can't
matching
share it.
My butthole has a matching mustache too. Don't worry about it.
It's the same on both ends.
Yeah.
Don't say
I
that.
have a Ted Lasso stash on my booty hole.
Yeah.
With that, I think that is probably a good place to call it, everyone. So thank you for hanging out with us. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
What your opinions are. Don't forget, Preston will be back to streaming Star Wars Sundays with Jedi Fallen Order this week. And we aren't quite sure what next week looks like, but we will be back here with you
we'll have
for something. So, yeah, so make sure to check in. And thanks for hanging out, everybody. With that, Preston, you know what to do.
Thank you, Travis. Bye. Peace.
Yep. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.